Greetings, people of the tubes. My name's spirodotgeek, and you're watching Linux Ronin. Today's piece of news is a few weeks old now, but we've been slackasses, so apologies for that. GParted has released 0.23. They've added a whole lot of new features, bug fixes, enhancements, blah blah blah. Now the one thing that made me kind of pay attention to this was that they added ButterFS UUIDs, which I don't know how significant that is. Yeah, I'm not too sure. The last time I looked at ButterFS was probably about a decade ago, or close to. And we were one of my old jobs, we were going to use it for a clustering file system, but didn't really feel it was really that stable at the time, so didn't really suit our purposes, so we ended up ignoring it, and I haven't really done anything with it since. And the only time I ran into it again was recently, was playing with OpenSUSE Tumbleweed that I spun up in a VM, and that uses ButterFS by default. And I got to the point where I was confused by all the subvolumes it creates, and I have no idea what they're used for, and I haven't had the time, or really honestly the inclination, to go and research it just yet, and in time. So I'd be interested in knowing if you guys have got some rundown on it and save me some reading, what the subvolumes do, what they achieve, and whether that ButterFS is stable enough for a production environment, or if it's still just a plaything. What the I mean, OpenSUSE, and I'm guessing SUSE will have it as an option, but I don't know what. But anyway, this is about GParted. So I don't really use GParted, excuse me, and that's partly because I still really use fdisk and don't really concern myself with the 2 terabyte limit that it has. Any partitions that are over 2 terabytes are either going to be RAID, soft RAID, MD, or LVMs. These days I'm just creating LVMs, just a lot easier. So I mean, I know a lot of in fact, even the distributions that I do use that for various systems, they give you the option of using GParted or fdisk, and I usually, if I'm building a machine automatically, I'm using something like Kickstart, so it doesn't really matter, it doesn't come into it, or if I'm doing things manually, then I'll always be picking the fdisk. So tell me about it. Do you use it? Do you prefer it? Is there any solid reason to shift from fdisk to GParted? Yeah, I mean, is it aimed for a server environment? Does it even really matter too much? Or is it really more for desktop file systems or desktop systems? So yeah, there's a few bugs that they've mentioned that they've fixed. I'm sure there are a crap load more. So let's go through these. The key changes include add partition names to create dialogues and enable online naming relevant for GPT partition disks, show serial numbers and device information, add support for ButterFS, new file system UUIDs. This is one interesting. Prevent UI hang when resizing FAT1632 and HFS plus file systems. Does that happen all the time? Is that just a corner case? It's odd. Mind you, who uses those file systems these days? Huh? And some of the bug fixes only set LVM partition flag on tables which support it. See, I don't, and I haven't looked into what these bug numbers are to find out more details, because this is kind of vague, really, isn't it? Fix some operations fail after paste into existing partition. The fuck. Yeah. So it's there. It's out. New version. Happiness. So as I say, do you use it? Do you prefer it over fdisk? Let us know. Be interested in some feedback about it. Always keen to learn new things. Get out of my stuck in my old ways. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.